Allah Allah, Alhayna wa Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Mashiach wa Malaki Bashim Hawa Wapaka Kudash Barakathum, the water Baba Baba Kwam Yasharal. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily. To the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine, I say you shalom. Today we're gonna get into this video about how they sprayed back in the 50s, they sprayed the projects in St. Louis with this shit basically try to kill Israelites. Let's just get cut to the chase. It is what it is. And they trying to disguise it as best they could, but they can't because the truth is these people have been doing experiments throughout the years trying to figure out how to murder us. And that's just the bottom line. Now let's get a scripture. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, because the faces of the judges thereof not where and who is he. That's why all this wickedness is allowed once again. Now let's go to, well, we can really grab the video. Okay. And the name of this video is No Thine Enemy. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. And let's get it. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron wrestle, so is his wickedness. This man is not going to be righteous towards you Israelites. Never. Y'all can give it up. Because basically, this man, he wants to wipe you out. But y'all still keep running y'all asses down there, jumping in line every time this man got a new injection for you. When y'all gonna learn? Y'all ain't learned from Tuskegee. Y'all ain't learned from what? The last 2 years. Y'all still ain't learned. Don't trust this fool, man. This man is delusional. He's afraid, and he's afraid of going into slavery. He's afraid to lose his kingdom. But at the same time, he's destroying his kingdom, thinking he's going to get a better one. No, this is it for you, Esau. Let's get this video.
Story is so unbelievable, we didn't think it could.
See, that's the first thing out of people's mouth, right? They can't believe what's in front of them for some reason. You can't believe what your eyes are showing you for some reason. You can't believe what your ears are telling you for some reason. But yet, at the same time, you people believe every lie that Esau has ever told you with no debate, no disputes, no nothing. You take all his lies at face value and believe him wholeheartedly. But when he shows his wickedness, you can't believe. Let's run it back. Y'all crazy as hell. Y'all in denial. Y'all got all Esau spells on you, enchantments, which makes you all delusional. You don't believe your eyes and ears, but you believe every lie this dude tells you.
Story is so unbelievable, we didn't think it could possibly be true. But after receiving thousands of records and declassified reports from the Army, it's confirmed that during the Cold War, the United States military conducted secret tests on unsuspecting people in the city of St. Louis. A local sociologist will make her findings public tomorrow, but she spoke first to the I-Team's Lisa Zigman.
Lisa Martino Taylor's life work has been to uncover details of the Army's ultra-secret military experiments carried out in St. Louis and other cities during the 1950s and 60s.
This study was secretive for a reason. They didn't have volunteers stepping up and saying, yeah, I'll breathe zinc cadmium sulfide with radioactive particles.
Now, let's see what this stuff is. Zinc cadmium oxide. Let's see what it do. That's what they were spraying. This is zinc cadmium oxide effects. Effects as exposure to an equivalent amount of cadmium, then repeated exposures to zinc cadmium sulfide could cause kidney and bone toxicity and lung cancer. Yeah, they was basically trying to kill Israelites, murder Israelites, rather. Just like when they bombed Tulsa, Oklahoma. Just when they bombed Philadelphia, when they bombed Chicago, trying to get rid of Israelites.
These Army archive pictures show how the tests were done in Corpus Christi, Texas in the 1960s. In Texas, planes were used to drop the chemical, but in St. Louis, the Army placed chemical sprayers on buildings and station wagons. City officials were kept in the dark about the tests. The Cold War cover story was that the Army was testing smoke screens to protect cities from a Russian attack.
See, they always doing wickedness and lying about it. That's Esau's trademark right there. Psalm chapter 58, verse 2. Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Psalm chapter 5, verse 9. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre, and flatter with their tongue. Esther chapter, the rest of Esther, Salakia, in the Apocrypha, chapter 13, verse 5, saying, then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men. Esau, the worst hated base man on the planet right now, differing in the strange manner of their laws and evil affected to our state. Israelites, they always doing some sneaky shit and lying about it, working all the mischief they can that our kingdom may not be firmly established. Always doing some fuck shit and lying about it. Sirach chapter 13, verse 5. If thou hast nothing, he will live, anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. See what else I got. Sirach chapter 14, verse 17. And if he do it good, he do it unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. This is wicked. You're just spraying people with poison and then lying about it. Yeah, you earning that. You earning that judgment, buddy. You was earning it. You was earning it. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 17. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. This is a wicked device. Psalm chapter 50 through 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Job chapter 15, verse 35. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, so we are not ignorant of his devices. Sirach chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. See? Psalm chapter 52, verse 3. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness a lie. All day, this man will do ignorance and lie about it. That would make you look so stupid. When the lies become exposed, you looking stupid as hell. No wonder the planet want to get rid of your stupid ass. Let's go.
The truth, according to Martino Taylor, was much more sinister.
It's pretty shocking. The level of duplicity and secrecy. Clearly, they went to great lengths to deceive people.
By making hundreds of Freedom of Information Act requests, she uncovered once classified documents that confirmed the spraying of zinc cadmium sulfide. The greatest concentration of this compound was sprayed near the Pruitt-Igoe housing complex just south of downtown St. Louis.
Housing project. You know, ain't nothing but Israelites up in the housing projects. Psalm chapter 55, verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. That's why the planet want to get rid of your ass. You can't be trusted.
It was home to 10,000 low-income people, and an estimated 70% were under the age of 12. Martino Taylor claims they all unknowingly inhaled this compound morning, noon, and night so the government could measure its effects on their lungs.
So this is in violation of all medical ethics, all international codes, and the military's own policy at that time.
And despite all this, y'all still running y'all asses down there, jumping in line to take some bullshit and a syringe that you don't know what the hell it is and what it's gonna do to you. You don't believe me? You ask the people that passed away. Oh, I forgot you can't because they did. Y'all keep trusting this motherfucker. You're gonna get what you've been itching for.
In 1994, then Congressman Richard Gephardt asked the Army to open its records and explain the St. Louis testing.
We want to make very sure that nothing went on that would harm anyone and that all the facts are out on the table.
See how easily they lie? Let's run it back. Now he knew this ahead of time. He just trying to save his ass. Esau ain't got no integrity. James chapter 1 verse 8, the double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Military's own policy at that time.
In 1994, then Congressman Richard Gephardt asked the Army to open its records and explain the St. Louis testing.
We want.
He knew what was going on before they did it. This is a performance. You see the bookcase in the background? Mm-hmm.
To make very sure that nothing went on that would harm anyone and that all the facts are out on the table.
Now, once you did find out that people were in fact harmed, what did you do? You didn't do shit. Sirach chapter 27, verse 24. I have hated many things, but nothing like him, for the Lord Yahweh will hate him, Christians. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? This man's so stupid, he thinks everybody still believes his lies. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 12. Lo, a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know it shall be well favored with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before them. Verse 13. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he fears not before Yahweh. He don't think he's going to be punished. But this is the only way we get to go home, y'all. He got to do this so he can be judged for it.
Documents released in the 90s show the Army placed sprayers on this former Knights of Columbus building on Lindell and in Forest Park. The Army always insisted the chemical compound was safe.
See, there go that safe shit. Let's get it. There go that safe shit. They're always telling you some shit safe. My thing is this. If somebody always telling me something safe, maybe you shouldn't trust them. For example, I invite some people over for dinner. I tell them it's safe to eat. Is that not a red flag? Or I make some drinks and I serve them. Oh, here you go. This is safe to drink. You see what I'm saying? You see, because of the fact that if it's safe, why are you telling me it's safe? If it's safe, it should be presumed safe. Food and drink is going into your body. It's assumed to be safe. Every time this man comes out with some shit, he telling you it's safe. That's enough right there to question his ass alone. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. But when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. As the people that died from the first day. They believed it was safe too.
Tino Taylor believes documents prove otherwise.
There's a lot of evidence that indicates that people in St. Louis, in the city, particularly in minority communities, were subjected to military tests that was connected to a larger radiological weapons development and testing project.
For the first time, she links the St. Louis testing to a company called U.S. Radium, a company notorious for lawsuits involving radioactive contamination of its workers.
United States Radium had this reputation where they had been found legally liable decades prior for producing a radioactive powdered paint that killed many young women who painted fluorescent watch dials.
While the Army admits it added a fluorescent substance to the zinc-cadmium compound, details of whether it was radioactive remain secret.
That means it is. Sirach chapter 41 verse 8, woe be unto you ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High Yahweh, for if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. Psalm chapter 52 verse 3, thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness of law.
Documents uncovered to date indicate the Army never conducted follow-up studies to see whether the compound caused long-term health issues.
They didn't have to. They knew exactly what they was doing. You're going to spray these people, have these people breathing this shit in and not tell them, and then you're going to act like you ain't did shit wrong. That's why the planet finna get rid of your ass. Book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. Verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft. Verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. That's why no nation with common sense respects Babylon. There's nothing left to respect. Verse 6. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and I will set thee as a gazing stock. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establishes the city by iniquity. All this is iniquity. And the Lord gonna get y'all ass. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. You come back in power. Isaiah chapter 63, verse 4. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. Redeem means revenge. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 4. As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Not everybody, Christians. No, y'all hard to hear because it's going one end right out the other. And y'all will still be repeating them same lies you grew up on the next day. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 6. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance, I have given them into thine hand. Thou didst show no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Yep, that's no mercy right there. But let's see what the scripture say to those that show no mercy. Let's get it. James chapter 2, verse 3. 13 slide. This is James chapter 2, verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoices against judgment. Let's go.
In 1972, after years of crime, poverty, and decline, the government destroyed the Pruitt-Igoe housing complex.
Probably trying to get rid of evidence.
Lisa Zigman, News Channel 5, I-Team.
Now, the company U.S. Radium no longer exists. Martino Taylor has placed all of her research, including the declassified documents, online and will link you to that data at ksdk.com. Now, she will make all of her findings public tomorrow at St. Louis Community College Merrimack campus. In the meantime, if you remember the spring, the I-Team's Lisa Zigman would like to hear from you. You can email her at lzigman@ksdk.com.
I guess Psalm chapter 58, verse 4. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. And what does a serpent have? 2 fangs. What do those fangs resemble? Needles. They are like a deaf adder that stoppeth their ear. Basically saying that Esau, that's his cognitive dissonance kicking in. Whenever he hears something that he don't like or he don't agree with, yeah, like he heard shit. That's that cognitive dissonance. Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 29, the people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and needy. Yeah, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. This is for y'all Christians, especially, who believe everything this line as motherfucker says. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. We don't believe everything Esau says. We don't believe shit he says. Because we know that a desperate man is a dangerous man. Luke chapter 8, verse 17. And this is the red letter, so this is Lord Yahushua speaking. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. He's exposing these people. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Got them all. Let's get to the book of Jeremiah. I'm gonna go to the blue water. You're gonna learn. Even if it means building 6 feet deep, you're gonna learn to not trust Esau either. Going to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Spoil meaning rob. Verse 17, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee from thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they call thee an outcast, Israelites, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Verse 18, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. So we got to come out of punishment. And the Lord gonna have mercy on us. and put a foot in Esau's ass at the same time. Now let's go to Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 22:1. Though joined hand in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So 2 Thessalonians. Chapter 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Verse 7. And to you who are troubled, rest with us, the Israelites, when the Lord Yahweh shall be revealed from the heaven with his mighty angels. Verse 8. And flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Shah. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Psalm chapter 64, verse 8. So that shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Don't nobody want nothing to do with Esau because they know he's full of shit. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 7. The instruments of the churl, wicked person, are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when they need to speak it right. That's all these people do. Dumb shit and lie about it. Job chapter 30, verse 8. They were the children of fools, children of base men. They were violent in years. Now, it takes something less than human to do something like this and still sleep at night. Notice I said something less than human, because in order to be human, you have to have hue, melanin. That's why he's called the base man. He's base, basic, no spirituality whatsoever. The more shit he steals, the better he feels. You know? Well, we gonna get him now. Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and there the done shall fall by the sword. Verse 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to mine fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh. Hashem Yahweh Shai. Psalm chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Remember the Indians and smallpox with the blankets? Mm-hmm. But y'all still lining y'all, running y'all ass down or lining up to take his part. Go ahead then. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten by a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? This man has a history of murdering people with so-called science and lying about it. So when you take your ass down there and roll up your sleeve and take his poison, when your ass hit the floor, oh well. Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gathered by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. We're in the process of that now, the beginning process. Because this kingdom is being translated from Esau back to the Israelites. And Esau, we're going to translate your ass into slavery real quick. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Oh, the COVID did. No. Your ass Esau. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not. See, Esau is not spiritual at all. He's very carnal. He believes in having things that don't mean shit. The more shit he got, the more powerful he feels. He can't get that power. He can't get that feeling from spirituality because he's not spiritual. The Lord did not create him to be a spiritual person. The Lord created him to be perfectly wicked. So y'all go on down there and roll up your sleeves, save your job. And they got a fire cabin full of people that's gonna replace your ass before you go in the ground. Sirach chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. We're here to help. Mm-hmm. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee every time. This man has a history of doing just that. But y'all dumbasses still want to try to think of a way to believe it. Y'all go ahead. We good over here. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusts in man and make it flesh his arm, whose heart departed from the Lord Yahweh. So y'all depending so much on Esau to save y'all from every little crisis that he creates. Y'all don't even pray to the real power that can make Esau go away just like that. Y'all too afraid of Esau and his threats. Fuck Esau. Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Then ye may also do good that are accustomed to evil. Now we know that the Ethiopian cannot change his skin and a leopard cannot change his spots. So the wicked cannot do good. Stop expecting the wicked to be righteous judges. Some of y'all gonna learn that with y'all life. Psalm chapter 73, verse 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covers them as a garment. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. I don't know when Jake gonna understand that Esau wants to get rid of you because he does not want you ruling over him. But you steady trying to look for a way to be his friend. Esau hates your ass because he knows who you are. We can get this last week. Points been made. Stay away from Esau and them goddamn needles. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 31. And though thou hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews, shalt not escape the hands of your house. All you trying to go dig down into your bunkers and going into space. I ain't going nowhere. Only place you're going is into captivity. And after that, death row for 100 years and then extermination. I wish we could do it now, but we got to trust the Lord and his process. So that's why the world getting rid of your ass right now as we speak on a lower scale. But the Lord gonna make it happen when he pull up and take off on y'all ass. All you Edomites and Amalekites and the wicked of the other nations. Y'all just get rid of it. Enjoy this bullshit ass kingdom while you can, while it's still on its feet. Because when it falls, it's over. Call Allah Mahaya now with Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah Mashiach wa Blaki by Shem Hawa Wakakodash Baraka Thumb. The water by Baba from Yahweh.